Sagittarians, let's jump right in, right? 10 minutes or less, so the YouTube says. So I want to squeeze the entire Celtic cross in it. So guys, by the way, these are monthlies, but I also have bi-weeklies. That is every other Saturday. The one is, I think, this upcoming Saturday. And you have to be a subscriber, then you get your notifications. So if you haven't subscribed, do subscribe. And lastly, you can find me on Facebook, Instagram at Cat Tarot. So just join it there, right? So let's see, Saggies, what's happening over here. Indecisions of some sort. Maybe there is a time for you to move on, and there's like something that is holding you back to the past. There's like something karmic that you worked on, and it happened, and it just didn't turn properly, right? You have the world here reversed, and you also have, you see, interestingly, the wheel, both karma cards, but this one was reversed. So something that you really hoped for didn't pan out. You're still looking back to it. You're still wondering. You're still kind of like trying to figure out if something is doable, if something is really going in a direction. It's almost like that you really feel there is like connection, really deep connection, really karmic connection, really something that supersedes time and place kind of a thing. And you know, in spite of what you see, that things are really different. And nobody's going to convince you otherwise. But also, you are not going toward this goal, which means to me that something happened. And usually that happens is when there is an impasse. There are circumstances in life, such as maybe you have your mate, they have their mate, or there was a huge clash after which it was like too much wreckage that cannot be saved. So let's see what's going on. You have stars, and this is also that hope. Look at that. It's Kitty. Is no longer a kitty. It wants to be the freaking lion. It almost like sounds like Safi. She's clearly the boss in this house. I'm surprised she didn't show up over here. And this is crossed with Fire King, and this could be you, but it's interestingly you have, this is more or less Leo. It's really talking about huge generosity and huge move forward, and kind of like how to assess things. Maybe you know somebody who is either sign of Aquarius or Leo, or both. I know that you cannot be both Aquarius and Leo, but you know like what I mean. Different planets, if you don't know how to look which planets you have in your chart aside from your sun planet. And I keep forgetting, you guys should check your sun sign. You have to check your ascendant and the moon sign as the very least for general reading. So this can talk about these other planets in kind of like different aspects. Patience. You're not the most patient sign, that's for sure, because there's like something brewing. There's like somebody who is on your mind very often. Maybe with this person you felt your best. You felt your best because you felt that you could be yourself. You have been very authentic. You haven't been pretending. There was no need to feel like quote unquote fake. Not that you feel like fake, but you know what I mean. When you kind of like let all the guard down and the person still liked you. And maybe you're waiting for this person to come back. Maybe this is what this waiting is all about. Yeah, something happened in the past. Remember how I said it could be maybe a wreckage? So that's maybe what it was over here. Look at this poor kitty. It's a tendo, which means there's a chapter that is finished, and it finished badly. Like finished in a battle, and it finished that somebody has lost. Somebody has lost and injured, and maybe it was really hard to look at that. The thunder is coming, it's against this corner. Somebody threw the stones and things at the kitty. It just like fell, that tons of brick fell on you. Maybe this is why you're not really eager to go back in the situation. It's kind of like when we admire somebody, but we admire them at a distance, because sometimes like two really good people make a really bad match and bring the worst out of each other, right? So what is above is sea kitten, and it could be some kind of flirtation of some sort. Maybe you're making a first step, maybe they are making a first step. But sea kitten can also talk about anybody new coming in your life. It doesn't have to be necessarily serious, but it's a seed, it's a beginning, right? Pages are like aces. It's a potential that can be happening, and we still don't know how it's going to unfold. It's still very mature, but it's still very playful. It kind of like keeps us away. Maybe you have somebody in your life who is entering. Maybe you have stayed from relationships for a while. Maybe it was too much things going on, and now somebody that is entering your life is making you kind of like look in that memory banks, in that emotional things that maybe you have suppressed. That is also a possibility. You have the floating cat. You know what? I love this card. I love it. It's a very uncomfortable card because it makes us become better people. And when do we become better people? We become better people when we look into things that we did. And when you say, I really thought I was right. And maybe I were right. Maybe I was right. Sorry, my grammar off the charts today. But I was right and I lost. I'm not suggesting that you had to go and lie and be wrong. Like, this is card. It really talks about trying to understand somebody so much that you understand what triggers them, that you understand why they react a certain way, right? This is looking from a different perspective, from their perspective. You're just saying to yourself, how did they see it and why did it happen? And how that possibly they felt it was right thing. So that's basically what's happening over here. And then we have the Eight of Sky. It's kind of like entrapment. It's a very sad card. The kitty, you can tell, it's extremely panicky. Oh my God, I'm going to get all scratched. Look at this. Pushing here, pushing here. Do you ever try to hold a cat, especially Siamese cat? They're going to scratch and claw, and anything in the process is going to get hurt. So you really kind of like need to be cautious because there's like feeling of threats coming through everywhere. Like, I mean, it's kind of weird. You want something, but you're feeling threatened. So now we have like these two eights showing up, which kind of like talks to me about some kind of like foundation. Either you didn't have properly built foundation, or you spent time building foundations and renewing your faith in life. You're a very optimistic sign, but it tells me that something took you off that course, something pushed you in a different direction, and that could have been painful and scary. This is really talking again about strategy. Some of you may have strayed away from your marriage. That also shows over here. It could be the choice of partners, right? It could be somebody who is very new and flirty, and you maybe couldn't make this decision. But in the end, it was you who got stuck and who got trapped, and to some extent, you're still feeling this way, right? And when you're trapped, you cannot see things from different people's perspective, which is necessary, right? Because if you are seeing yourself here the way we see you now, you would understand, just take it easy. Just, don't panic. Just relax, take a deep breath, and do one small thing at a time. You're going to wiggle out. There is a way out. Look at this. You just need to slide over here, and you'll be out. So you need to find the way out. Your environment is death. Oh my gosh, 4 out of 4 signs, everybody's getting that. You're getting a new environment. It's upright, which means something has ended. We see it here and we see it here. Here was like still happening. It was like maybe you feel you didn't save somebody. Maybe you're experiencing some kind of like guilt over that, or somebody is experiencing guilt in the situation. So this is also an environment saying that it's not just you. There's like somebody else also feeling, why did this end? And look, everything ended. I can just tell you that this was like something highly karmic. And I don't see any karma cards over here. But like this card, look at all of these lives coming out. It has been that you have been chasing somebody. Remember how I said it's something that transcends time and place. And something for you is happening like that. You're waiting and waiting and waiting. But somebody else is waiting. And I really feel that you have met this person in this life, and I feel it didn't work out. And I also feel that you are cherishing this person. This person is like put on a pedestal. So no flirtation, no amount of flirtation from anybody coming through in your life is making a dent in you, because you tasted blood, if you wish. You tasted, this is what I want, this is who I want, and it just slipped. And this is kind of like this devastation. And look at the Six of Earth. It's really talking about balance. It's really talking about give and take. Maybe there was like no need give and take. Maybe there's like something you need to learn in a situation, right? Six of Earth also talks about generosity, that maybe you haven't been generous, maybe somebody else haven't been generous, which is kind of like really needed to be done in this situation. And Earth King, we have a Fire King, which is like basically the essence of the fire, which is also buried in you. You're more or less Knight of Fire versus King of Fire. But now we have this Earth King. Earth King to me talks about husband or wife. I am having the same storyline for you for years. And that storyline goes like this, that they're like three, and three is a party, and three is a crowd, and you really wanted to feel this authentic and vibrant and important. You waited, or maybe somebody waited, and things just freaking collapsed, made everybody scared, made everybody on the edge. And some of you ended up in a situation where somebody returned to their married partner, or there was a marriage somehow involved in this, and kind of like dropped these walls. It could be just a simple karmic lesson that had to be learned, guys. Keep that in mind. It sucks, but it happens. But this is really telling me it's now coming back to feeling comfortable. Maybe it was not about this perfect person of the fantasy land. Maybe it was more or less learning about this daily life that you need to live and work and understand. And that's kind of like important. So let me see this mystery of this card, Death. What does it mean over here? And you get a gift in prison. And prison to me is also marriage card, right? I don't know what it was. It could be somebody you have been giving gifts. Maybe you're married. Maybe they're married. Maybe they're giving you gifts. But to me, this is marriage, and he's chained. And the key in this card is this little vase, which if he turns around, it might hold a key that can keep him out of it, right? But he's not even thinking about it. He's not even looking about it. There was like an element of panic of some sort, and even element of cruelty in the situation. I really think you're still working on it. I really still think there is like a recovery for you. This month, the 17th of this month, is going to be really crucial. On the 17th, that also is new moon in Virgo. You need to reorganize yourself, and this is like, I mean, a double message that is happening also with this Earth King, King of Pentacles. You need to pay attention to, sorry to say, mundane, because that ultimately is going to make you balanced. That ultimately is going to give you what you need. You might not get what you want, you know what they say, but you will get what you need this month. Codependency, of course, oh freaking course. Addictions are affecting your romantic life, right? So we have the 7 and 8, 15 devil card here, which is also codependency over here, brewing somewhere. And codependency, why I said of course, is because you feel connected to somebody. You feel connected to your soulmate, and yet you feel you're not going to get there. So hence, there's like this possible unhappiness that is really, really happening. Codependency is best dealt with doing mundane things, doing one thing after another, small little tasks that are actually leading somewhere. So just focus on putting one foot in front of another, my dear Sagittarius. So I really hope this kind of like gives you some perspective and defines what you feel and how you should go about that. You know, it's never easy being in the situation. And I cannot say that we all have been in such situation, but this is like something really, really big that you have encountered. And guys, just check my daily tarot on Instagram, Facebook at Cat Tarot. And if you want a reading with me, contact me with cattarot.ca. You can just see all these options there, or you can just fill the form and contact me that way. Love you, Sagittarius. Wish you all the best, and it's going to be a really crucial month where you're going to start seeing things in a different way. So I wish you lots of luck, and there's a big hug from me. Love you.